Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world's world away. We now got part 48 of Hachette Partworks Build the Terminator. Okay, so this issue we're going to be finishing the pelvic frame and we're going to be assembling the pelvis together, which means, before I go into the magazine, we're going to need these parts that we worked on in the past issues here. And we're also going to need the frame that we've been working on looking just like this. Okay, so mirrored in the magazine, this is the parts that we've got in this issue. Once again, this part here is plastic. It's quite light plastic actually, this one is. We've got a piece of frame looking just like that, nice square section. And we've got loads of screws looking like that. I believe there's 3 different types of screws in there, but we'll come around to those when we actually install them. What we've got to do is we're going to be taking the parts from we've done last time and start assembling them to the frames that we've already built. Then we're going to add the new section we've got in this magazine. So by the end of it, we are looking like this area here. It's not attached to the actual main unit yet, but actually attaching bits together does make me happy. I do get happy feelings when that happens. In the next issue, we've got another detail of the pelvis to do, so we're not quite finished with that yet, but that's what we're going to install. So should be interesting. In the next couple of days, I'm going to be having a go at putting the Model Mods lights in. So for the eyes, let me just show you. We've got the little box here. Now these are little boxes. Look at the tiny in this. So we're going to have a go at putting the lenses in, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take the head apart, put the lights in, and then we're going to show you how to put the head back together again, because I'm doing it for my reason anyway, because if I take the head apart and I cock everything up, at least I can watch my own video to figure out where I've gone wrong. We've also got some replacement wrist joints from Model Mods. I know a lot of you have had problems with this little ball joint on the wrist breaking, and they've done replacements for them, but we'll get them fitted as well so you can see. That's going to be coming in the next few days, but issue 48, let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is take this part that we did in the last issue, and this one's actually got a label of R on it. So we are going to be working on the right side first, and we're also going to need the frame that we did last time. The frame, this area here, is going to actually follow this route down here. And as you can see, we've got 2 lugs just on this section here. They're going to go into the 2 holes that you can see, one there and one just down the bottom there, just underneath this tab here. Now we've got this little lip here as well, which is going to stop this frame going in all the way. So what you want to do is when you put it in, make sure that the actual frame is underneath that little tiny lip just there. So I'll put this in now, just line up the first one and the second one, and as I said, make sure just there is underneath that frame like that. So that is now fitting flush. As a matter of fact, it's so flush that I can actually hold it upside down, and I haven't even screwed anything yet. Now you think at this stage we'd have to put some screws in, but we don't. They want us to do exactly the same thing with the one on the other side here. So we're going to attach the other one exactly the same way with these holes here. They're going to accept these tabs that we've got here and here. So once again, I haven't screwed anything in at this time. So I put the first one in and the second one and the third one, so they're now pieced in absolutely perfectly. Now we're going to take the new part that we've got in this issue here, and holding it this way up with the indent just at the top there, that indent is going to go up to the top of this section here. So when we put this in, this is just going to be sitting on top just like this. But once again, we have got some slots to put this in on both sides, so then that fits nice and flush in like that. And as you can see, the actual lugs are actually raised from the surface there. So now it's time to start screwing it in. Now the first holes we've got are here, 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 here on this section here. They're going to take the longest screws, which are the 3x8mm screws looking just like that. So we'll just get them screwed in, making sure everything's tight together. They should go in nice and easy just like this. That's the first one. 3 more. I love these issues where we assemble everything together. It actually takes it out of my parts drawer and enables me to promote it to the shelves that you see behind me where the actual Terminator's lying. Just keeps things more in order. And I have that little sense of release. Here's a release. I have that little sense of relief that I'm not going to lose anything. So here goes the last screw now. And that's the last screw in. Oops. Hold it in. If you're having problems putting it in, just press with your finger along the edge. And that's going to keep both of these sections here and here in tightly. Now down the bottom here, if you have a look here, we've got some really tiny screw holes, just one here and one here. They're going to take the 2x4mm screws, which are the smallest ones that we've got in the kit here. So I'll just load that up and we'll get these in as well. Now this is where it does help to have a long stemmed screwdriver, but here's the first one going in. just like that, nice and tight. Put the second one in. Now we do have one spare on each of these, so that's handy to know. Just like that, and then those two are in nice and tight. So then what we do is we turn it over. You see we've got some screw holes on top here. We've got two smaller ones and then two larger ones on this side here. We're going to work on the larger one first, and once again that's going to take one of the 3x8mm screws. Now we need to put two of these in. So again, I'm going to load that up. If you're unsure what that looks like, there it is. That's the screw on this camera. So I'm just going to put those into those holes here. If you're hearing some bouncing around or banging around while I'm doing this, the Phoebe the dog is going absolutely mental by my feet, and I don't know why. I think she's got hold of a bone that she's lost and she's just found. So I don't know if you can hear that or not. So that's those two in, just like that. Now the other two screws here are affixed by 2x6mm screws, which are the middle size screws that you can see here. They forgot to put this in the instructions. So I think it was David Rhodes who pointed this out on the Facebook group. So thanks for that. I was aware of that now. So when I'm putting these in, obviously you guys, if you're following my videos, are not going to miss that out because it's not in the instructions. But this will ensure that all of that is now fixed into place. So we have now got all the screws in, looking like that. And then the last thing we need to do is take this piece here, just looking like that. This is going to go over the lugs here and here, and as you can see we've got some lug holes here. Now these aren't screwed in, these are actually glued in. So what you need to do is cover these lugs with some super glue. Again, I'm just using my regular super glue. The only difference between this glue is that this is vacuum sealed, so it doesn't dry when I keep the cover off. And then these lugs, as I said, are just going to go over the top of what I've just glued in there. So I'll put this in, should fit in nicely, making sure everything's connected correctly. Just like that. So there's no lip. It's looking like that from this side and that from this side. And then this glue dries really quickly, so pretty much that is now in place. But that is the completed assembled pelvis area. Obviously in the next issue then, that means we're going to have the cover for this side as well. But that is now all complete. So there we go, that's all there is to do in this issue. As I said, we're going to be having some mods coming from modelmods.com in the next few days. Something else that's probably going to be coming tomorrow, when I went to pick that up today, we had a new Partworks release from the folks over at Panini Collections. Let me just show you this. We have got the Ferrari F40. So I thought I'd buy this and we'll have a muck around and see what all this is all about, and we'll assemble part one. That's going to be coming tomorrow. As a matter of fact, Ferraris... Look at the Ferrari badges there. Just looking at that makes me envious about this. I am really considering building this one, I have to say. But as you know, I've got loads on the go at the moment, and it'll be one of those cases where I have to get my bank book out and balance the checks, balance the balances, and see if I can actually afford to do this one. But we'll have to see. I thought you'll be excited if you are doing that, and we'll have a muck around with that tomorrow and see what that looks like. Anyway, listen, I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, why not click that subscribe button there, and you'll be notified about every new video as and when it appears. Anyway, apart from that, take care.